There we go, guys. It's a beast of a trout right here. All right, guys, our rod sponsor, Amundson Fishing, has sent us 2 new rod combos to showcase to you guys, and I've been fishing with these for about a month now, putting these things through their paces, and I can honestly say these things are a great deal from Amundson. And we've done some of their products in the past, like some of the collapsible spinning combos, but these right here really take it to the next level as far as quality and fishability goes. These are just premium rods and really are something you guys need to take a look at. So at the end, we're going to be showing you some of the fishing videos of me taking these out, fishing with them, and I've been kind of putting some footage together over the past month, showcasing these things and showing you what they can do. I'm going to be placing the links in the description box for these if you want to check them out. Like and subscribe, guys, and let's get into this video. We're going to look at the spinning combo first. So let's just start at the butt section of the rod. We're going to work our way down to the tip of the rod, and then we'll take a look at the reel. And we're going to do this for both rods. But both rods are 7-foot 6-inch rods. They're both medium power, fast action rods. And you can buy these in a medium heavy power rod with a fast action tip as well. So they do have those options with this Kudos combo. And if you're looking for just the rods themselves, they also sell the Kudos line of rods separately too. It's my favorite part of the entire combo is the rod itself. I mean, just look how high quality the components look. I mean, you got carbon fiber accents down here, super high quality cork. You get a skeletonized reel seat right here. Also a stainless steel hood right here, but a graphite reel seat. And then look at the adjustment knob right here. Also has that carbon fiber inlay, and the knob itself is actually aluminum. So you're getting some really premium accents on this thing, and just overall the build quality is just phenomenal. So for 140 bucks, I think is what this retails for. I mean, you're getting a lot of quality built in to that price. And then up here turns into a metal reinforced upper section right here, so that is going to add to the strength and durability too. And then it has a cork upper piece right here, which I'm not a big fan of, you know, resting my thumb or anything on it, but it's not bad. I mean, it's just kind of there. To me, it's just there for looks because I'm more holding it down here than anything. But overall, the handles, really solid cork, and I can't complain about the grips at all. Moving on down the rod here, has a really nice color scheme to it. It's kind of like a purple, but also like a blue tint to it. I guess it just depends on which direction the sun's kind of shining on it. And then it moves up to just the graphite rod blank here. So the rod blank is an IM8, which is a premium rod blank. You're getting a lot of sensitivity built into this and just a lot of quality overall. So for the line guides, you have titanium oxide guides, and just overall a really nice reinforced guide all the way down the rod. They didn't skimp on the line guides at all. Just really high quality build on this entire rod and combo setup right here. So let's get to looking at the reel. The reel has a graphite frame to it, but it does have an aluminum CNC milled spool. So you can see how it's got all the skeletonized cutouts and just the lightning cuts on this thing. Really good spool, and it does have an angled spool. I'll show you some footage right here of what it looks like without line on it. It does have a tapered, like a cone shape to it, and that's supposed to enhance the castability and the ease of the line kind of coming off of the reel right here. And I guess it does that. I haven't really noticed a big difference in this one compared to ones that just have a flat surface. But anyway, it's built into this to enhance the castability. Has a really good sounding drag system. I like that. I'm a big fan of spinning reels, so I like a good sounding drag system. That way when I'm reeling them in, you can kind of hear that, especially if you hook into a big one and that thing just starts stripping drag. It's just music to my ears. I really like a good sounding drag system. It has 8 ball bearings. So not a cheapo reel, guys. It has the ball bearings to back this thing up, the smoothness, the efficiency of being able to reel this thing in is there. Just overall, a really good reel. So this is a 5:0:1 gear ratio, which I think is really good for being able to kind of slow roll some of these baits in. But this reel is not slow that I've found. I mean, I've been able to kind of work these inline spinners in really efficiently, and it's not a slow reel at all. I believe that is because the spool is just a little bit bigger, especially it being a 3500 series or a 35 series reel size. It just cranks it in a little bit more, even though the gearing is a little bit lower. So it does have an aluminum handle here, and you can swap the handle from left, right, retrieve, whichever one you are. And it does have a rubberized knob on the end, which is really tactile, and it gives you a really solid feel when you're reeling this thing in. Now it does have a thicker bail on it, so the wire is a lot thicker. You're not worried about it being a cheapo and just having a super thin bail on it. Now it does have a ball bearing right here and the line guide. But overall, guys, really solid combo. And we're gonna move over to the Baitcaster and kind of show you some of the things that it has. All right, we are back with the Baitcaster. Another great offering from Amundson. So this is the Kudos Twiching Jig Baitcaster, and we do have a Twiching jig on here. And I know this is mainly based around, you know, salmon fishing, but we've been out doing a lot of pike fishing with it just because the salmon run is over. But we're going to be putting these to the test next year on some salmon. Definitely going down to the Kenai or Valdez, and we're going to be putting these on some salmon. So stay tuned for that. But right now, it's past the salmon run, and we're just going to be focusing on some pike, and we're going to be catching some trout, things like that. Whatever we can get on, honestly. So I know some of those fish might be a little bit small for what the rod application is, so just bear with us. But next year, we're definitely hitting up the salmon run and putting these things to the test. Same setup, guys, same handle. Everything about the rod is essentially the same. It's just in a Baitcaster version. A very nice trigger right here, a whole graphite reel seat. And it's just super comfortable. You're really able to put your hands in there, and it does have contours right there for your fingers, which I like. It really allows you to get a good purchase up here on the reel and be able to manipulate the reel however you need to. But overall, really good reel seat. It is skeletonized right here and exposed. That way you can feel the rod a little bit better. Same high quality components. We got the same carbon fiber inlays, the cork, the metal reinforcement right here. Overall, just a really solid rod. Now the line guides obviously are a little bit different because this is a Baitcaster, but the same titanium oxide line guides are on this one too. Just a very high quality build on this rod overall. And both of these are two-piece. I forgot to mention that, but they do have a two-piece, very nice ferrule system. Nice and enclosed right there. But the ferrule is really nice and engaged right there. I would say about 3.5 to 4 inches of overlap right here on the ferrule. And no issues there. I've even got snagged up a couple times, and I've probably pulled a little bit harder than I should have. And no issues with the tip or the ferrules breaking or anything like that. So I have full confidence that this is a super high quality build on this rod. The entire setup is just really good. And we got our twitching jig on the end. So we're going to be twitching some jigs for some pike. I don't know if we're going to catch anything with that technique, but we're going to try it anyway, because that is what this rod is technically designed for, is doing some twitching jig stuff. As you can see, there's a picture of a twitching jig on there. So that's what these things are for. But I got some faith. I think we might be able to pull a pike in on a twitching jig, but we're going to put them to the test. Let's look at the reel. The reel has some nice color accents to it, the gold and the black. You do have some EVA foam knobs, which make it super comfortable, especially if you get your hands wet. It still keeps it tactile and you're able to pull them in. And they are a very firm EVA foam. Now, I don't like the squishy EVA foam. I think it feels a little cheap. This right here is nice and stiff. It just makes it feel a little bit more high quality. Let's see the star drag. You can hear it does have audible clicks to it. I really like that for your drag. Over here on the spool tensioner, let you see that. That does not have the audible clicks. I wish it did, but nonetheless, you can still, you know, gauge however you need to, especially when you're setting up your reel, because that's where I see a lot of people go wrong with a bait caster, is they don't set the reel up for the bait that they're using. And you have to do that every time. If you're switching weights of bait, you have to set up your reel to accept that bait, because if not, you're going to be bird's nesting all day. So keep that in mind, guys, and we will show you that really quick, how to do it, just so you don't purchase a next bait caster, go out there and mess it up and end up, you know, ruining a whole spool of fishing line, because this stuff is not cheap. Just a really nice reel overall. I like how this piece kind of extends out, allows you to, you know, rest your thumb on it when you're retrieving or working your jig. You can see the worm gear down in there a little bit, but just a really good solid reel. It is a 7:1 gear ratio, so it's not super fast, but it's not super slow. It's kind of right there in the middle of the road. Just a really good speed, I think, for just all around applications. You know, working a spinner bait, working a crankbait, working a jig, you can do it all, because all you have to do is slow down or speed up with your reeling hand. You don't have to let the reel just do everything for you. Nice engagement with the thumb bar right here. You can hear how positive that is. I don't like the ones that kind of, you can't tell if it's engaged or whatever. This has a nice tactile feel to it. Nice audible click as well. So that is good. You do have your brake right here on the side. And this one doesn't have any micro adjustments or anything like that. It's just the very simple magnets. We'll show you, open it up back here. So you flip that little bar down, you rotate the side plate forward, and that just comes right off. And then you have your 8 magnets right here that just press right against the side of the spool. And that's what's going to slow your bait down in the air. So we're going to have to get that adjusted correctly as well. Put that back into position. And then we lock that bar back down. So the reel does have a nylon frame. Honestly, I thought it was an aluminum frame at first, just because it kind of feels like aluminum, but after further examination, it is in fact a nylon reinforced reel, which isn't bad. It kind of cuts down on weight and things like that, and it doesn't get as cold in the wintertime when you're fishing. So overall, it does have its pros, it does have its cons, but not a bad reel overall. It also has 8 ball bearings, just like the spinning reel does too. But that's enough talking about the specs on this thing. Let's get to doing some fishing, and we'll also show you some casting with this, show you what you're getting as far as the castability goes, and then we're gonna roll into some of those fishing videos that we've been doing over the past month. All right, guys, the castability on this thing is really good, especially with some braided line. We do have some 40-pound braid on here with about a 17-pound fluorocarbon leader, but just a really smooth casting reel. Very smooth reel operation too. I mean, obviously you can hear some of that braid coming through, but a very smooth reel overall. These things have just been killing it, guys. Very high quality rod setup. Don't have any complaints. This thing is just really good. The 7-foot 6-inch rod, and it being a medium power fast action tip, just really good all around for a lot of different lures. We've been throwing a lot of inline spinners. We've been throwing a lot of little jigs, and overall, no complaints, guys. This thing has just been working really good. The rod is kind of my favorite part of the entire combo. Now, don't get me wrong, the reel is good, but this rod, for me, is kind of the bread and butter of this whole combo. The rod itself, I think, is worth 140 bucks or whatever these things cost, in my opinion. It's just a really solid rod. All right, so looking at setting up this reel. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of get this whole thing in the frame right here. So we have a Twiching jig on here, but what I'm gonna do is first, I'm gonna start with my spool tensioner. So right on the side here, we're gonna gauge how fast this bait drops. I don't want it to drop that fast. I want it to fall really slow, and honestly, if you're casting for the first time, set it to where it's not going to be dropping at all. That way you're going to have the best chance of not bird's nesting this thing. And then to start out with, we're just going to put the brakes right on 6, kind of like right in the middle. And what we're going to do is gauge to see if it stops it enough in the air. And if it doesn't, we can always apply more brake or loosen the brake up as we see the bait kind of flying through the air. So we'll adjust accordingly. All right, and the entire time, I was just barely applying some pressure to the spool with my thumb, and we made a good cast right there. I'm gonna work this twitching jig a little bit. Just kind of working this thing up and down, and that jig is just rising up like that, and it's falling down real quick, rising up and falling down. So this being a fast action tip on this thing really lends itself to being a good twitching rod. Just because it does have that backbone to it, you're able to twitch the baits accordingly. All right, another really good cast. All right, those are little short casts I made just so you guys could focus on the reel as it's going through the motion. All right, guys, so we broke down the specs and everything on both of these rods, and we did some casting introductions and things like that with these. But now what we're gonna do is roll over into showing some of that fishing footage that we've been gathering over the past month and showing you what these things are capable of. Guys, thanks for watching this video. If you wanna check out some more rods and things like that from Amundson, definitely head over to their website. And if you wanna check out the Kudos, definitely check out the links that I've placed in the description box as well. Go head over to their website and purchase some of these. You're not gonna be disappointed. Just a really solid combo right here with both of these. And I really look forward to more engagement with Amundson Fishing, and they've just been great to collaborate with so far. And I just want to throw a shout out to them for allowing me to kind of showcase their products and stuff and offer me the sponsorship through their program. And just a shout out to them. Those guys have just been amazing. But guys, let's head right now into showing some of those fishing videos that we've been capturing over the past month, putting these things to the test. We've been doing a lot of kayak fishing, bank fishing, all kinds of stuff, just seeing what we can catch on these things. But guys, thanks for watching this video. Let's go show that stuff. GoPro, start recording. GoPro, start recording. All right, guys, caught another one right here. This one's a fighter too. He's not near as big. I would say he's probably maybe 15, 16 inches, but put up a good fight on the spinning combo. I'm gonna get him back in the water. GoPro, start recording. GoPro, start recording. Guys, we got a jumper on our hands right here. Stay on, fish, stay on. Stay on. I think there's a bunch of brush right here. I don't really have the net accessible, but we got him in. Heck yeah, another big tank of a trout right here. All right, guys, we caught another toad of a trout right here. We're gonna get him measured right now and see what he measures. I'm guessing probably 18 to 19, but he is just another stud. Beautiful fish. Woo! Put him back down. Here we go, guys. Freaking tank right here. What's this? Big freaking rainbow. God, get in the net, get in the net, get in the net. Oh my God. This is a freaking beast. Oh, shoot. Tank. caught this stud of a trout right here. This thing's got to be at least close to 20 inches. We're gonna measure him with the net. All right, so right here's 21 inches. This thing is sitting probably right at 19 and a half to 20. 19 and let's see. Yeah, 20 and a half's that red line. This thing is just a stud. It's a beautiful trout. You don't get to catch many like this out of a little lake like this. It's beautiful colors on this guy. GoPro, start recording. Guys, we got a freaking tank right here. Oh my God, we freaking snagged it somehow. Just making it feel like a tank. What the heck? How the heck did that happen? Just laying there and got snagged? I mean, he's probably 13 inches. We'll take it though. It's a trout. He's off. GoPro, start recording. Guys, we got another one. Freaking tank of a trout right here. Oh my God. Oh my God, get in the net. Oh my God. Heck yeah. Another freaking beast. Heck yeah, look at that twitching jig. I think this one's just a little shorter than that last one. This one's probably sitting right at 19. Guys, we just caught this other stud. This is the second one today. This one's like right at 19. We're gonna measure it too. But look at that, just slammed that twitching jig. This is a stud of a trout right here. Look at that. This one might be a little bit thicker than that last one. Might not be as long, but he's definitely a little thicker. All right, guys, we're gonna get this one back in the water. Just a beautiful fish. Look at that. Some really nice colors on that dude. All right, we're gonna go ahead and measure this dude. So, tip of his nose is right there against it. Actually, this one's longer than the last one. He is right at, he's almost 21. He's 20 and a half inches. Just a freaking stud right here. GoPro, start recording. GoPro, start recording. No, this thing is freaking massive, and he is jumping everywhere too. Oh yeah, God. How the heck have we got 3 20 inchers in one day? That is wild, man. Look at this butte right here. Gosh, another tank. Look at this thing, man. It is just a brute. All right, we're gonna measure this one. I'm guessing probably once again, at least 20. Oh yeah, he's right at it. All right, measure this dude. He is probably about 19. So a little bit shorter than the other ones, but nonetheless, freaking stud muffin right here. All right, let's get him released. Guys, I think we might have one. Yeah, we do. Was it rainbow? We got a rainbow on the jerkbait. Wow. This is like a little stud of a rainbow on the jerkbait. He kind of jacked his mouth up. That's pretty cool. Out here fishing for pike with this big rod. And we end up pulling in a rainbow. There we go. Little bitty pike. But it's a pike. That's a good sign right there. Just a little pike. One thing I like about these rods for kayak fishing, especially like if you got some rod holders in the back, these things have a really long butt section of the rod. So it really holds nicely down in those rod holders. You're not gonna have to worry about having a short handle and then, you know, losing a rod or something if something just barely gets snagged up on it. All right guys, so we tied on a salmon jig here, a little twitching jig, and we're gonna try this on some pike. I don't know if anything's gonna bite, but I don't know. This might look appetizing to a pike. We're gonna try it. Oh, I do have something. Little bitty pike. Guys, we caught a little teeny pike on this twitching jig. He wanted the twitching jig. Okay, bud. This thing's like wrapped in there somehow. Okay, there we go. Little bitty pike. Got us a little pike here. Itty bitty pike. We're gonna use this twitching jig, which is what this rod is made for. There we go, guys. It's a beast of a trout right here. Oh yeah. Heck of a rainbow. Whew. I thought we'd latched into a pike. Heck of a rainbow right here. He thought he was a salmon. He hit that twitching jig. Look at this. He hit that twitching jig. Wow. Just a beast of a rainbow. Look how big this thing is. Oh yeah, that's another good one right there. Oh, come is in the boat. All right, look at this one. Heck of a fish again. Thanks, bud. Phenomenal day out here on the water. I can't be more pleased, and I can't be more pleased with how these rods perform. They're just excellent. So definitely check these out in the description box. Head over to Amundson's website and hunt around for some rods, guys. They have a bunch of different rods over there. And guys, thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Then definitely put that in the comment box below and give me some ideas of what kind of content we can shoot for. But we'll catch you in future videos. Thanks for watching.